My wife had an affair, but now she wants to change everything. Should I let her back? I am married for my wife 9 years, together 11. We are both from Europe, but not from the same country, and currently live in Asia. We live in Asia last 10 years, but in this country we are living last 8. We have 3 kids. M, 8, M, 6, F, 3. My wife is not working since our first son was born. I have permanent residence of the country where we live, and she and my kids are allowed by the law to stay with me even though they are not citizens, and she is not working. Marriage is in my eyes pretty good. We had some fights in these 9 years, but nothing special. I work 5 days per week from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. She never told me she feels lonely or not loved or bored. She has a routine. Oldest son goes in the school, younger son in the preschool, and my daughter goes in the kindergarten. She drives them every day to school and picks them after. Makes lunch and waits me. We would go on vacations, trips, holidays, dates every weekend. I have never ever thought she is doing something behind my back. We also have open phone policy, but I don't remember when I checked her phone before all of this. I don't think I've used it 5 times in my life. This Wednesday I came in our house and parked the car outside. I don't think she heard me, but I heard her talking with someone how she misses that person and can't wait to see it this week. I don't know did she hear me or saw my car, but literally 5 seconds after she said that she hanged up the call. I asked her who was that, and she said it's one of her friends who is currently on the trip. To be fair, I didn't suspect it was AP. I know, I am an idiot, but I couldn't imagine that. Also, that friend was really on the trip, which I know. But the things were off. She was trying that day too much. She was always nice and was in a good mood, but that day everything was a little bit too much. I had really weird feeling, but I said I will wait next day, and I am probably making things in my head. I came at work on the Thursday and was just asking myself, am I paranoid or what? It bothered me, why did she end the call immediately when I was in the house if that was her friend? During the day I called her and asked where is she. She said she is in the house, but I heard noises around her. I seriously thought she is cheating on me. I left the work and jumped in the car and went to my house. It's about 30 minutes drive. When I came, she was not there. I called her again and wanted to ask her again where is she, but didn't want to look suspicious, so I asked her can she look some things in the house. And while she was on the call, she was saying she is checking those things. I knew then that she is cheating. I came home and she was lovely as always. Wanted to go out with me and kids later. I seriously don't know how I remained calm then, and how I didn't kick her out immediately. And I pretended the rest of the day that I am just tired. Yesterday, I told everything to my best friend. He was furious why am I waiting, and that I should confront her right away. But I didn't have any evidence. I said I will look at her phone and laptop when she goes to sleep. I came home. She behaves good. We even had sex. I think if I stay under the shower 10 months, it will not be enough. I wasn't in the mood and she asked me, is everything okay? And I said it's just too much stress at work. She hugged me and went to sleep saying everything is okay. During the night I checked her phone. I don't know is she that stupid or so sure I won't see messages, but she didn't delete anything. They were hidden, but not deleted. I had about 40 minutes to look because she woke up. AP is some kid. I mean, technically not kid, but he is younger than me. I would say 23 to 27. I checked his IG, and he is apparently some fuckboy. He follows 80% girls. Tattoos, jewelry, muscles, and he is white. So he is not local guy. To be honest, he is attractive. I can't lie. Attractive enough for her to ruin marriage and family. By his name, I would say he is from Europe also, but I am not sure. He seems to be in a lot of cash. I don't know is he some daddy's boy or what, but I can see he has 2 supercars, travels the world, and posts pictures from going on the parties weekly. They were physical at least 4, 5 times. She sent him so much nudes, almost all during the morning when she is alone and without kids near her. It seems this is going on for about a month. I have no idea how did they meet. She was going out last month sometimes, as she would say, on girls' nights, and I never checked her. Probably then somewhere. She was initiating meetings and conversations almost every time. He either don't like her enough or acts like he doesn't care, so I think she feels that and tries a lot. They had sex 2 times during the evening when she told me she is with her friend, and rest of the times in the morning at his place. When I was in the house 2 days before, she wasn't with him, but wanted to be, but he said he is busy and she was already in the city. I said to myself, I will not say anything to her. We woke up today. I wasn't working. She wanted to spend time with me, but I was in my home office most of the day thinking, how TF can this happen to me? I went tonight out on the dinner with my best friend and showed him everything. To be honest, I have no idea what to do right now. I will definitely divorce her. OFC. I will contact lawyer tomorrow. Now it is late night here, even though it's Sunday. My biggest problem is that we live in the foreign country, on the different continent. I have feeling if we divorce, she will go back in her country with kids. I can't allow that. House. Both cars are all in my name and paid by me. We have in the joint account significant amount. I have my own bank account where I have savings. She doesn't have her own account. I also have one house and one property in my country that my grandparents gave me during our marriage. It's in my name. Now what to do? I can't stand near her anymore. I want to confront her. Do I confront or talk with AP? Maybe he is GF or wife. Doubt it. Do I kick her out of house or do I leave? Obviously, if we don't have kids, everything would be easier, but I love my kids more than anything, and I will fight for them staying here. I will also make DNA tests even though I'm pretty sure they are mine, but you never know. Good Lord, I can't believe what I am writing. Anyway, any advice is more than welcomed. I only said this to my best friend. I am too embarrassed to say this to anyone else. I plan to confront her today, Sunday. Update 1. First of all, I want to clarify some things. I received many messages and comments about this. Me and my wife are both from Europe, not from the same country. We are 11 years together, 9 years married. We met in my country. Then, after a year of relationship, I received the job offer in Asia. She went with me. But since we weren't married, she couldn't get proper visa. She didn't work at that time. She was flying out and flying back in the country, and she was on tourist visa. About a year after we moved in Asia, we married there. And then year after she married me, we moved in another country in Asia where we lived last 8 years. So, 10 years in total in Asia, lived first 2 in one country where we had wedding. Last 8 years in a country where we are currently now. A lot of you asked me where exactly AP lives. I'm not sure if AP lives here whole year or not, but I think he does. It's a huge city, and there are a lot of foreigners here, and his apartment is in a downtown area where there are a lot of foreigners. Also, a lot of you asked me to give her another chance and go on the MC because of kids. I respect your opinions, and everyone is different. Someone can forgive 10 years affair. Someone can't forgive innocent texting with unknown man. I don't forgive something like this. I don't know what needs to happen for me to consider our with her. If I was bad husband, if I didn't take care of her, if her sex life was dead, if she ever told me she is not happy, I would at least understand why she did that. But it is quite opposite. Sex life 4, 5 times per week. She is always smiling, and literally since I know her says she is happy. We always spend time together. She never avoids me or becomes angry at me. So yeah, my answer is no. Only if my kids beg me and suffer so much I might live with her for some time, but I will never ever touch her again. I called the lawyer here today. Told him I really want to meet him, and I can pay more since it's a Sunday, and I assume it's his free time. Lawyer was really nice on the phone, and we met after the lunch. I showed him and explained him everything. The news are this. All the assets I have here are completely mine. She doesn't have any rights on that currently. She is on spousal/family visa here, doesn't work, not a citizen, while I have permanent residency. Since everything have been paid by me, and everything is on my name, I am the owner of everything. All the money in the bank is mine. He advised me to take all the money from the joint account and transfer it to other bank account where she doesn't have access. Joint account is on my name, but she has credit/debit cards and uses it daily for everything for the house/kids/her. So technically she doesn't have any right on that money. Cars are same story, because they are all in my name and paid by me with clear evidences that I paid for it. The bad news are about the most important thing, kids, since I repeat again, she is on the spousal visa. If we divorce, she can't stay here anymore. She needs to find a job or be on tourist visa. She can't use tourist visas forever, and sooner or later someone at the immigration will stop her and deny her the entry. My kids can stay with me on the family visa. Things become very tough right here about divorce. Basically 4 countries are involved. 2 home countries, country where we married each other, and the country where we are now. If we divorce in Asia, there are big chances I will be the primary custody parent. At worst, we will share the custody. But if we divorce in Europe, I am basically fucked. And most likely I will have to return if I want to be near my kids. He also told me about the idea that I offer her some assets or money to make a deal that kids stay in the Asia with me, but I doubt she would accept that. If I kick her out of the house and police gets involved, I won't have problems. Since OFC, I have proofs I am the father. Even if police gets involved, kids will stay at my house. Passports are on safe, and she doesn't know where I hid them. Lawyer told me to make DNA tests for the kids and to not leave the house so my wife can stay with them. I will do DNA tests tomorrow. In the meantime, he will start making everything about the divorce. After we get results from the DNA test, she will be served. All in all, very tough and complex situation, but I will fight. I talked also with a lawyer from my home country. He told me if my wife somehow takes kids from me and goes back into Europe while we are still not divorced, I need to file the report on the police immediately in country where we live and more importantly in my home country. Since both of our home countries are in the European Union, laws are very similar. If she does that, police will be at her door very soon. So that's good. I didn't confront her. She was actually mad at me most of the day because I went out to meet the lawyer and I spent time in my home office, and according to her, this is the day for us. I seriously don't know how I contain myself to not tell her anything. She is last 2 days at home. Probably she waits tomorrow to call the AP. She behaves good. Before an hour, she apologized me for her being angry at me today and tried to kiss me. I am trying everything to avoid her as much as possible. I will go into bed when she already sleeps, hopefully. Tomorrow I will make DNA tests for all the kids. Lawyer told me he will call me with all details for the best options for the divorce. I will ask for some free days at work, and after that I will confront her and AP. Lawyer told me to record everything he says. Thank you so much for your messages and comments. Your advice has helped me a lot. Thank you once again. Update 2. First of all, I want to say something. I am reading all of your comments, or most of them. What some of you can write is just pure craziness. Stop putting your own words and stories in my mouth. I have never ever said I want to see my wife out of the country where we live right now. If there is one person in the world that wants her to stay here, that's me then. Because that means my kids are staying. I will offer her the best deal that will allow her to stay here, but that deal includes divorce. If she rejects it, then we will fight for the custody. I am not the one who should fight for her future. I didn't do shit to her. According to some of you, I should go back into Europe, in her country. I've been there 4 times in my life. I have to leave everything I have built in Asia so I could see my kids 3 days per week while I didn't do anything. She did. She cheated on me, and I should destroy everything I have so she could be in the nice spot? Because I am the father and she is cheating mother? Or even better, I should not divorce her so she can stay here because she was cheating and doesn't know how to keep her legs closed, and I need to suffer and never meet anyone else in my life. Brilliant logic. Maybe she can find a job here and stay in the country legally and with the kids that have everything? That's also not okay. Poor her. She needs to work. Some of you said she gave up on her career because of me and kids. Again, you are making stories without knowing anything. She didn't give up on anything. I was the one telling her she wants to work. She finished only high school. She can, and I will hire the nanny. But she didn't want to because she probably needed time for her AP. I am not forcing her out of country. Immigration will force her if we divorce, and she doesn't have the job. That's normal in every country. I'm not above the law. She can find a job and stay with the kids because the best for kids is to stay here. She should do everything to be near kids. At the end, I love our kids more than she does because I didn't ruin our family. She did. Not to mention my kids don't know anyone in her country except her family, don't speak her language, and have friends and go in school/kindergarten here. Well, if you ever experience something like this in your life, you can use your logic. I will stick with mine. So to conclude this rant, I will offer her the deal with the kids staying here. She stays here but not with me. If she rejects it, we go on the court, and we will see what the judge will say. I also never said if we divorce she will not get anything. She will, but not as much as she would get in the Europe, and I honestly don't care if I lose money, house, or whatever if my kids stay here. I could transfer ownership of my house on my brother, cars, send all the money as a gift/loan to him or to my parents like my lawyer told me to do if I want to keep everything after the divorce, because at this moment she is not entitled at anything before the divorce since she doesn't even have residency status here, let alone citizenship, and everything is in my name. So I can do that before I file for the divorce, and she will get huge nothing here. But I am not doing that. I will earn that money back in a few years max, but my kids are forever. Now, news and long update. Yesterday, I had long talks with my lawyer. He will make everything so we can divorce here where we live. It will be a tough process, but we are ready. He also gave me the contact of the lawyer in the country where we married each other. That lawyer told me, according to everything I told him, I am in great position. So, I am literally building 2 cases if I need. I need to divorce in Asia, not in Europe. If I divorce in the country where we live, or where we married each other, there are huge chances kids will stay with me. EU courts has 0 rights or jurisdiction here, so if she ever thinks to send kids into Europe with her, she can only dream. The court, according to my lawyers, would keep kids here because 2 of 3 of my kids are already in the school. Spent whole life here. I am working. She doesn't. I have house, financial power for their good life, and residency status. My wife could ask for the appeal in her own country where she would have bigger chances, but that process could go for years, and I could delay it also in the multiple ways, and my kids would not be allowed to leave the country where we are without me allowing that, so that's great. I sent all the details about house, cars, and bank accounts to my lawyer, and he is building the case. Also, I agreed with him that we make a deal for her. She can keep the house and car, but I will be the primary custody parent. Or I keep the house, and I will pay for the place where she can live, and we share the custody. Anything other I don't accept. When I came back home from the work, she was waiting me with the kids. Again, she looked good. We went out as a family during the evening. I had great time with the kids. I couldn't stand her. When we came home, she tried to initiate sex, but I politely refused. She was laughing while talking about some nice moments in our past most of the night in bed, so I had to ask myself, is she completely out of her mind? Today she drove our kids into school and kindergarten before I left the house. I took all the papers I needed, suit, some clothes, and left. I decided yesterday that I will not confront her directly because of the kids. They are always near us, and I don't want them to have trauma because of this. While I was at work, she was texting me about plans for us tonight. I was acting like everything is fine because I thought she might come at my work if I confront her already, and that would make me huge problems at my work. When she texted me at 3 p.m. that kids are home and that they are all eating, I knew that's the moment. I finished the job shortly after. I left her some money on the joint, mine, but she has access, account, and took everything else to my other bank account. I sent her the text at 4:05 p.m. The funniest thing, with all the evidence I have, I still can't believe this is the reality. 11 years. I want to tell you so many things right now, but I am so disgusted by you that I just want this to end as soon as possible. You made your choice. Now I am making mine. You can stay tonight. Tomorrow, after kids leave for the school, I want you to see out of my house. Don't try to do something stupid with the kids. You will just have bigger problems. I am ready for every scenario. My lawyers are ready. Be normal, and we can end this in the most normal way. Everything else will just put you in the worst position possible. At the end, I can't say I want you all the best, but if your best is away from me, then I want you all the best. Don't call me, and I repeat, don't do something stupid because I will not tolerate that. My lawyer will contact you about the kids immediately when you leave my house. You can meet and be with them every day, but you are not allowed to enter my property after everything you did. P.S. You look good in those nudes pictures you sent to AP. She was online when I sent her the message, but didn't respond or call for the next 20 minutes. I wish I could see her face during those 20 minutes. During those 20 minutes, I called the AP. He rejected the call and sent a message asking who is that. I called again, and he answered. I told him that I will not do anything to him. I just want normal talk, and if he has any human decency, he will meet with me wherever and whenever he wants. Whole day I thought he will reject the possible meeting, but he apologized to me and asked me where I am. I explained him. He told me where he is, and we decided to meet in 5:30 p.m. in one bar near his flat. When my wife started calling me, I put the phone in airplane mode. AP was waiting for me. I saw that he is looking at me from 10 distance at least. I was audio recording the meeting. OFC, he knew how I look. I mean, my wife has pictures with me on her IG, and us as a profile picture on WhatsApp and Line. What a lovely wife. He immediately asked me, can he say everything, and after that I can ask him whatever I want. I told him he can, but after he says everything about him. He is 26 years old. He is from one country in Europe, as I assumed. He doesn't have any GF or wife. No kids. He lives here whole year and just enjoys his life. He looks good. He is attractive young guy and seems like someone who only wants to bang girls. Then he started to talk how he met my wife. They were in one restaurant/club in the early August. He was with friends. She was with friends. I knew about this because she asked me can she go out with her friends. After some time, they all started to sit together. They talked a little bit. He told his IG when some of wife's friend asked. He says she wasn't flirty that day. He saw her ring and assumed she is married and didn't want anything. He showed me messages with her from other apps that I didn't know/see. She started little talk, and after that they talked more and more. She said she loves me, but that I have cheated on her. I've never looked, let alone touched other women since I met her, before a month, and that is her revenge. When I saw that, I wanted to vomit. She was saying this before/after the first time they were physical. He told me they had sex 4 times, 1 round. Whenever they would meet, she would be nervous after the sex and would always say this is wrong, and she would leave shortly after. He was confused with her behavior and even texted her to not meet anymore. According to him, she cried last time and said this is over and that she did the worst mistakes in her life. She loves me, and even though I cheated on her, this is not okay. She wrote to him that she liked the attention and that he picked her even though she is 9 years older before some single friends of her, but that she doesn't have any emotional love for him, but she has for me. Lucky me. In the last Thursday, when I came in the house in the middle of the work to catch her and found the empty house and caught her lying to me, she called him to meet. This guy actually told me with a straight face that he wanted to have sex with her that day. I mean, he has balls. He was busy somewhere and she was waiting for him in the lobby of the building where he lives. He thought she came because of sex, but according to him, she rejected him and told him they are done. She told him to not call her anymore and that she will never stop regret for everything what she did. She also asked him to not say a thing to anyone. He showed me messages after the meeting where she says almost the same because he was confused, so he asked her again, is she sure? She blocked him after that on everything and never called again. Probably she deleted all these messages because I didn't see those messages on her phone. Did she forget to delete those hidden messages? I actually saw. I have no idea. I don't know, is he lying, but I don't think he does. He doesn't have any reason to defend her because he actually said a lot of bad things about her and gave me every evidence I needed. He showed me literally every message he said about every disputing detail. He even told me one of my wife's friends knew about them. So he told me basically more than I wanted. While we were talking, my wife called him. He showed me and asked me do I want him to answer. I told him to not answer. She started to send him messages and voice messages. Some of the quoted messages are voice messages where she screamed like a lunatic. Where is he? Why did you tell him? I hate. You destroyed my life. Where is he? Him. What are you talking about? Why are you attacking me when you lied to me and him? Her. How does he know? He left me. You destroyed me. I told you we are over. Why did you do this? Where is he? I am trying to find him. Him. I didn't tell him anything. I didn't do anything. You are married. Her. I made mistakes, but I don't love you. I love my husband. I don't love you. I never loved anyone except him. I did the worst mistake in my life. I never liked you except for fun. I wish I never met you. Him. I really don't care who you love, but why did you lie to me? Her. I didn't lie anything. I really love my husband and he left me now. I don't want to live, he left me. Him. I'm not talking about that. You lied, he cheated on you, and that's why you are doing this. With how many guys have you been behind his back saying the same thing you told me? With 0. You were the first and last, and I can't believe I did this. You told him and destroyed me because I don't want to have anything with you anymore. Him. I don't give a damn what you want or not. I didn't tell him anything. Answer my question. Her. You told him. You're a horrible human being. Him. Answer the question. Her. What question? Him. Why did you lie he cheated on you? Her. Because I am idiot and liked the attention and lost control, and now I lost everything. How does he know about this if you didn't tell him? Him. I didn't say anything and I need to go. Her. How do you know I lied about him if you didn't talk? I know you told him everything. I hate you, you destroyed me. Him. Again, I didn't tell him anything, but I hope he will not forgive you. She blocked him after this. I was just looking at him for 2 minutes without saying anything. I was close to start crying. He was apologizing like crazy and said if he knew that she is happily married, he wouldn't do anything. He says I don't need to believe him, but that's the truth. He told me he doesn't want anything with her and never planned. Also, he sent me SS of all their messages immediately so I can have it during the divorce process. He asked me what I want to do with her and the marriage. I told him everything, and he wished me and my kids best of luck and asked me if she calls him or send him any message do I want him to tell me. I said I want. He told me if I need anything, I can call him. We even shake the hands. If someone told me before a week that I will DNA test my 3 kids and shake hands with my wife's lover, I would think I am high. But this is my life. At the end, it's not his fault. I didn't marry him. I sent the audio record of the meeting and SS of their messages to my lawyer. Talk with him a little bit. He told me with everything AP said and messages that he sent me, it should increase even more my chances during the divorce. Now, I am in the hotel. I didn't block my wife. She sent me billion messages and called me at least 100 times. Even my friends call me asking where I am because my wife told them we had huge fight and I left the house. In the morning when my kids leave for school/kindergarten, I will confront her eyes and eyes, and then in the afternoon I will DNA test kids. I took some free days from the work this week, so I have time. That's it. I know some of you will tell me I shouldn't do this and that, but I am trying my best. It's much easier to give advices from the phone than actually living this shit and going through roller coaster of emotions. This is by far my worst period in my life, and I have been through some really shitty situations during my life. I don't know will I update, probably I will, but in other sub or in my profile, but if I don't, just be smarter than I was. Thank you all, and take care. Update 3. Hey guys, a lot of you asked me for the update. I am really busy these days, but a lot of things have happened, so let me share because, strangely enough, I find writing about this very therapeutic. Okay, so my last update was when I was at hotel. During that night, my wife's best friend called me and said she will be near her with kids. Me and her have great relationship, and she is in my eyes by far her best friend. She called me on Wednesday early in the morning that she is driving my kids for the school because my wife can't stop crying. I jumped in the car, picked my friend, Witness, and we came to my house. Honestly, I can say it was much easier than I expected to kick her out. Yeah, it wasn't the fastest process, 2 hours, but at the end she left without police being involved. She cried, begged for forgiveness. She will explain me everything. She screamed, begged again, didn't listen to her friend, my lawyer. I even told her if she doesn't leave, I will call the police and do everything in my power to deport her. Again, she didn't want to leave. She just wanted to talk with me. Then I just said to myself that I will lie to her. I told her to leave if she loves me, so I can have space, and that I will call her today when I think a little bit about everything. I just wanted her to see out of my property. She left with some clothes shortly after. Since then, she lives with her best friend. During the day, I did most of the things I needed. Changed the locks at the house and at the gates of the property. Cut her off from everything that is on my name and she uses. I hired the babysitter Melody. In the Monday, I talked with my coworker, female. She also has younger kids, and she recommended me Melody. Melody doesn't work for her anymore because my coworker's husband is now working from home, so they don't need her anymore. Melody is really nice. She is also from Asia, speaks great English and local language. She drives, cooks, cleans, CV is good, no criminal record. So I agreed that she works for me. I also tested my kids and myself for STDs. My kids asked me after the school, where is my wife? I told them we will be separated for now. They had some questions. I told them if they want to talk or see her, just let me know. Both of my sons said it's okay, and that was that. They met Melody, and they looked normal around her. My wife called me whole day, and again, sent so many messages. Then on Thursday, I had another chaos with her. I drove my kids to the school and my daughter to the kindergarten. I came back at home. I was doing some things on the PC. Melody was doing chores, and then I had a call from the school where both of my sons go. The principal called me and said my wife wanted to see my older son during the class, and that security stopped her. She made the scene and said to her that she didn't see her kids for 2 days. Again, I jumped immediately in the car. I needed at least 30 minutes to come there. During those 30 minutes, the principal called me again and said she talked with my wife again and that she and psychologists in the school contacted Child Protective Service, CPS, because apparently that's the law where we live. It's not. Due to that in these situations. When I came into school, my wife again wanted me to talk to her. Begged, cried. Same all, same all. All of that in front of people from the school. They explained to me that my wife told them she didn't see kids for 2 days and is scared. Then one woman arrived from the CPS. She started to attack me immediately. How can I just steal kids from their mom? I was shocked. She was accusing me like I am some kind of drug dealer. To be honest, my wife did defend me in front of them. She said I didn't steal kids, and I didn't forbid her anything, but she wanted to see them now because I kicked her out of the house. She just wants to come back in the house, will do anything, blah, blah, blah. When she said that, that woman from the CPS and the principal attacked me again. They even suggested my wife to call the police because they assumed I kicked her out without anything and that I was aggressive. When I heard that I had enough, I called the lawyer immediately. He was busy, but told me he will come and to not speak with them. I was waiting for him and didn't say a word. My wife explained everyone what happened in our lives. She was more or less honest, and again she said she will do this and that. I need to forgive her. She loves me, blah, blah, blah. While she was saying that, literally everyone gave her support. I was just speechless. Then when she tried to hug me or kiss, I pushed her away, and this woman from the CPS said that I have clear signs of abuser. I was so close to say her a lot of things, but again, I didn't say anything. My wife told her that's not true, and that I have never ever raised voice, let alone hand on her. And it's her fault, but she loves me and can't live without me. Before my lawyer came, another woman from CPS arrived, and she was the same like the first one. I am the worst. I am horrible. My wife is sweet and innocent. Whatever. My lawyer came, and he was furious on them. He showed all the details about me, about my wife, mostly immigration details. He said she doesn't work, doesn't have a place to live, might be deported, and is mentally unstable, and is not the right person to be around my kids. He told them about some articles in the law that they can't do this and that this is against the law. While he was speaking, my wife realized he is my divorce lawyer and started to attack him, how he can be so cruel and without heart. The principal told her and me to leave the office while they were talking inside. We were in the hallway. Again she cries, tries to talk with me. I was just looking at the security guy who was 100% laughing inside himself with what kind of lunatic I need to deal with. The principal left the office and went to bring my kids. My older son asked me what is going on. I just told him to answer what they ask him, and that's it. After maybe 3 minutes, the principal called us to come in the office. That first cow from the CPS said the kids said everything and that they have the most important details. I asked them what details, and she said both of my sons said they want to stay with me and that they enjoy with me. They repeated the same in front of me and wife. My wife for 100th time started to cry again. My older son even moved a little bit so she can't hug him. They left after that. These women from CPS said me and my wife need to make a deal for the kids. I said we will after I solve everything what I need. And then she gave me a paper and told me to sign. It was in the local language, so I needed a little bit time to read all of that. So my lawyer took that paper and told me to not sign. They wanted me to sign that so they have legal grounds to visit my home every week uninvited to see how I am doing with the kids. My lawyer attacked them that they are doing this for their bonuses and that they don't have any legal right to ask me to sign this and that they can call whoever they want. They said they will contact their supervisors and that police will probably contact me. I left immediately. No one contacted me still. My wife stormed after me and begged me again to talk. I just drove off. When my kids came home, I talked with them about everything what happened. They told me they heard my wife in the Tuesday when I sent her that message how she cries and begs me to listen to her, so they know it's her fault. Smart little kids. I drove them on the football practice. My daughter was with Melody. She likes her a lot. My sons even helped Melody to clean after they ate, and they wouldn't do that with my wife. So I think deep down they know they need to behave as best as possible and help me during this time. Again, my wife calls me 24/7. I think she should be in the Guinness World Records for the most calls made and messages sent. Today was a much better day. Everything in the school was good. My daughter stayed at home because they have free day today. Melody is making her hair. They sing. They are a great duo for now. My wife's friend called me in the afternoon that my wife wants to see kids. I told her it's okay. They arrived, and my wife immediately saw I changed the gates. My daughter was very happy to see her. Wife was crying when she saw her. She was waiting for my sons. And both of them told her they don't want to be with her now. I told them to talk a little bit with her because she was crying literally on the street, but they refused and went in their bedroom and later to play with their friends on the street. I told her to leave, and she begged me again to give her a chance to tell me everything. I told her that she needs to wait to talk with me until I receive DNA tests. She put my daughter on the ground and just looked at me for 10 seconds, completely frozen. Honestly, I thought at those moments kids are not mine. She was shocked and said kids are mine, and she can't believe I am saying this. I really think this was the moment when she finally realized what she did. She told me again, kids are mine, and she jumped in the car. I talked a little bit with her friend. I could see my wife is crying like crazy. They left after that. My wife's friend brought my daughter back. She said my wife locked herself in the bedroom. She called her parents to confess everything, and she is in the state of shock that I've tested our kids. Kids are mine. She never looked at anyone during the marriage except AP. My wife told her friend that she can't believe what she did and that she knows now she lost everything when I did the DNA test because that's very extreme and she thinks I don't trust her anything. Her parents called me tonight. To say they are furious is understatement. Her mom begged me to not cut the contact between them and my kids. I said they can always call them and come here, but that I will not allow my kids to leave Asia before we divorce. She is fine with that and thanked me. Her father told me she is not welcome anymore in their home. They are disgusted she could do something like this, and he told her to not call them anymore. They are very conservative, 40-plus years in the marriage, so this was kind of expected. Her older brother told me the same, that he blocked her and that he is disgusted that she is his sister. They all gave me full support and told me to inform them about everything. They FaceTime a little bit with my kids, and they had a good time. That's about that. Hopefully weekend will be much easier. I'm very tired, mentally, but physically also. We go tomorrow to watch football game with my friend's family, and hopefully my wife will give me some peace. Since I told her about DNA tests, she didn't call me anymore, so that's at least something good. I am waiting for the DNA results. My younger son has 7th birthday in the next Saturday, so that will be also again one huge pain in the ass to be around my wife. But it is what it is. Thank you for your advices and nice words. Update 4. Hello. Yes, I am the father. I mean, I knew 99% kids are mine, but you never know. At the end, I thought my wife is a loyal woman, but she isn't. I can say I can breathe with the full lungs finally. Now, everything is easier. When I received results today, I was so scared to read it. I needed to take 10 minutes before I actually saw the results. Damn, if someone told me this will be my life. But here we are. I started to work today again. Melody is taking care of everything. My friend and his wife are there to help her. She sent me pictures of my kids when she drove them from the school and when they were eating. She is really good and kids love her. Well, these last 5 days were really tough mentally, so let me start. Weekend, my wife didn't call me at all since I told her about DNA tests. She was still sending me messages, but didn't call. Her friend told me she looks like shit and behaves like she has mental breakdown. She would send me about 30 messages per day. Before it was 150 to 200 at least. Mostly were something like this: good morning, have a great day, I am so sorry for everything. Please call me if you have any desire. I am so proud of you how you are taking care of everything. I can't express how sorry I am for everything. I wish I never went out that night. I wish I told you immediately. She would sometimes change the words, but the context would be the same. And she would send me some pictures of us and kids from the past, from the vacations, us all being on the couch, in the restaurants, etc. I have to say that until yesterday she would just FaceTime with my daughter, son still refuse, every day, but she didn't come to pick her up. Why? But as her friend says, she just doesn't seem normal right now. Well, my brother called me in the Saturday. I didn't tell him or anyone in my family what is going on. Whenever they would call to see my kids, me and my wife, I would have some excuse why my wife isn't near me. I knew she didn't tell them until she actually did. So my brother called me, and he told me she confessed everything. He was shocked and couldn't believe. He thought we were joking with him. Yes, people, with all the evidences, still no one can believe. I think people would rather believe she became president of the USA than this. That's how shocking and how big betrayal this is. My brother's wife is very close to my wife. After she heard about all of this, she cut every contact with her. My brother did the same. At first I thought she did it because of me, to show me support even though, as I said, they are really close. But no, she did it also because she is also disgusted by her and doesn't want to see a person like her around my brother/her husband. I actually laughed at this, but I appreciated support. So my wife lost one of the last people she could call. My brother told me they will try come to see me soon, so I am glad. Then my parents called me. My wife told them also everything. My father supports every decision I make, and he tells me just to do the best for me and the kids. On the other hand, my mother tells me I should forgive my wife because she is human and did the mistake, She is remorseful, ready to do anything, and one mistake should not be enough to forget on 11 years of love and 3 kids she gave me. I told her immediately that it wasn't one mistake, but 4 mistakes in 1 month duration. Her answer was, "You should ask yourself, why did she do that? Was everything okay with you too?" I hung up immediately. I love my mom. After kids, she is by far the most important person in my life, and I would do everything for her. She saved my life when I was younger and having so many problems. If she wasn't my mother, I would be in the grave or on the street, and she is my guardian angel. But I just can't believe she could say something like that. Then my father attacked her. Why is she defending cheaters? My mother apologized immediately. She just thinks about what is best for my kids and told me whatever I decide she also supports. I didn't have enough energy to talk anymore. Wife's parents and her brother still don't talk with her, and actually told me that they will call her friend to tell her that they will send remaining stuff she has in her own country to her, and that she is not allowed to enter their house anymore. If we forget on all of this, weekend was actually really good. We went with my friend's family to watch football game. Went shopping. Kids were laughing and smiling, and that's what is most important. Now, another chaos with my wife. You remember how I told you she stopped calling me? It didn't last long. I need to add a little bit context here. My first assistant at the work for the last 15 to 16 months is Sarah, 29. She is a great worker, professional, very smart and kind person. But she is also really attractive, and since she moved here, and since she works with me, also single. I told my wife about her before she started to work with me. My previous assistant was a guy. She was okay with that, nothing special, until she saw how she looks and that she is single. Then she became cautious. Irony, huh? Sarah would sometimes send me messages during the night, 9 p.m., and always about work, but she would wish me good night, as my wife would say, in a weird way. And my wife would be very angry and insecure about that. Irony, huh? 2.0. Then she would sometimes come to my workplace with the kids without calling me. I didn't have any problem with that, since she would do this also before when I didn't work with Sarah, but now she was doing this firstly to see how me and Sarah would react. Anyway, with the time her jealousy decreased because I assured her nothing is going on. But she was concerned about her intentions, and she would say she can see Sarah is eating me with the eyes. And my wife never liked her and was really cold whenever them two would be near each other. This Monday we had really important event in our company. Me and Sarah were always in the contact since I took days off the work. I told her it's about personal reasons, and she wished me all the best. I didn't want to go on that event, but eventually they told me to come. I asked Sarah if she wanted to pick her up. I know how this sounds, but I have my reasons why I asked her. Event was in the hall in the different part of the city, and I literally needed to drive near her apartment complex to come there. She doesn't drive. I never picked her up before because of my wife. She was working extra since I am at home, and she was doing basically my job for free and never said a thing. At the end, I don't need to explain anything to my wife. I can pick up 10,000 girls now if I want. I picked her up, we talked, came on the event. We were on the same dinner table with 6 more people. I drove her back home. She wished me good night. I did the same and went home. Melody was there. I wished her good night. My kids were sleeping, and I went in my bedroom. And then I went to see messages on the WhatsApp. I turn off all notifications from Viber, Line, WhatsApp, Telegram, because my phone is melting when my wife starts with her calls and messages. And there I saw a lot of messages from my wife and her friend. I checked messages from her friend, and basically she told me my wife is going crazy and having mental breakdown because someone told her that me and Sarah were really close and enjoying time together on that event. I asked her immediately who told her that, and she told me she can't tell me. My wife was saying how I changed her for a younger, irony, 3.0, smarter and more attractive model. How my kids were going to have young stepmom who will be with me whole day because we work together and are very likely already together. I just started to laugh and said that I don't have time for this nonsense. If there is one thing that I really don't care now and is not on my mind, then it is having any relationship with any woman now. Even if I did something and I didn't, I don't know her shit. I was loyal more than 11 years to her, and to be honest, I had much more situations where girls were approaching me thinking I am single than guys looking/approaching her, and she fucked up, not me. I went under the shower and I was just asking myself who told her this. My wife is not close to anyone from my work. She doesn't talk with anyone. The only person that knows about my situation from the work is my female coworker that recommended me Melody. She is really close to me, and she had horrible things to say about my wife after I told her everything, and she didn't say anything to anyone 100%. I just said to myself, someone from the work that doesn't like me sent her a message, probably from the burner account. And that's it. I called Sarah and told her we need to see each other tomorrow. And yesterday we went on the coffee, and I told her everything about my wife. She was shocked who could say something like that. I told her everything because of few reasons. I expected my wife to call her and have another lunatic episode. Luckily, she didn't. I wouldn't lose my job at all if this is even true between us, but I don't want that someone is saying complete lies about me. Also, why would anyone talk lies about her? She is sleeping with her boss, and that's why she has a job. And also, I didn't want to hear any rumor that my infidelity is the reason for my divorce, and with that possibly can ruin my chances during divorce process. She told me she will tell me if she hears anything, and today when I returned at the job, everything was perfect. My wife started to call me again every 5 minutes. She constantly cries, begs for new chance. She will do everything, whatever I want. She came yesterday to see kids. My sons were on the football practice, but she took our daughter. When she brought our daughter back, she tried to ask me a few questions about Sarah, but I left immediately. I don't need to explain myself to her at all. But the thing I do notice about her is that she lost definitely some weight. Her friend tells me my wife refuses to eat, and bags under her eyes look like she is crackhead. And Friday, my younger son turns 7, but he will celebrate on Saturday with his friends and other kids in our house. My wife will be there, and her being around me for a few hours is one huge disaster in the making, but I will try to stay calm because of my kids. And Sunday, I plan to confront her one-on-one about DNA results and offer her deal about her future. So I will update after that probably. I promise myself this won't be long, but it is long. Sorry guys, apparently I am not capable to make long stories short. Thank you for your nice messages and comments like always, and take care. Update 5. Hi everyone. I said I will update after I speak with my wife on Sunday about everything, but I actually already did it, or maybe did it. It will be a long post, so feel free to skip it. If no one reads it, I am okay. I feel better when I write this because I am feeling the worst ever, so at least I can vent here. On Thursday, my wife called me, can she take our daughter for the sleepover? Our daughter doesn't go in the kindergarten on Friday, so she is free. I told her she can. She came, and again she tried a little talk with me, but I didn't want anything. She wanted to talk, but I told her to leave. But she asked me can she talk a little bit with our younger son since he will turn 7 next day. I called him, and he came. He was standing away from her, but he was listening to her. She told him how she already bought him gifts and how much she loves him. Eventually, she hugged him and kissed him, but he didn't respond. He literally didn't say a word and just left while she was standing there. My older son still refuses to see her, let alone talk with her. She left with our daughter and promised they will be back until 5 p.m. tomorrow. So about 24 hours they will be together. She was sending me a lot of pictures how they are making pancakes, sleeping together, and are playing together. And also sent me so many messages how she regrets this is not happening with all 5 of us right now. Yesterday, Friday, my son became grown man. Me and my older son congratulated him. He was really happy and in a good mood. I drove them to the school and went to work. While I was working, my wife called me again, asking, can she spend afternoon and evening with our son and daughter? She assumed older son will refuse. Again, I said she can. She was texting me through the day that she planned everything, and I know she was excited. They will go eat. Then they will go in the amusement park. They will drive go-kart, then go on ice creams. I liked everything. To be honest, my younger son in my eyes suffers the most with this situation. While my daughter is very young and unaware of anything and sees her mother a lot, and my older son is very clear that he doesn't want to have contact with my wife, the younger son is very quiet and looks very confused. So I like the idea of them 3 spending time together. I specifically told her to not enter the house and wait for me because I need to talk with him firstly, and I need to see his reaction. I don't want to force him on anything. She agreed and told me she will wait me. I had to stay a little bit more at the workplace, and my friend and his wife were waiting for me in my house, so they can go with me to buy everything I needed for the birthday. Food, drinks, cakes, gifts. I texted my wife and told her I left my workplace a little bit late and that there is big traffic in the city, so I will be late. She told me she is close to my house, but she will wait me. I called my friend and told him that my wife is coming. I also called Melody to prepare another clothes for my daughter and asked her what my sons are doing. Everything what happened after that I didn't see. Melody, friend, and his wife told me this, and I believe them 100%. My wife arrived with her friend and our daughter. Apparently, my daughter invited her in the house to show her something, according to my wife's friend. My friend and his wife with my sons were inside of the house then. Melody was in the backyard and stopped her from entering the house. My wife started to fight with Melody. Who was she to forbid her to enter the house with her daughter? Friend's wife heard the noise and went out. Friend's wife and my wife were friends, but she doesn't talk with her anymore after I told her what happened. She told her to calm down and to respect my decision. Wife was much more calm and kind towards friend's wife than she was with Melody. My daughter was then calling her again from the door to come, and they again stopped her from the entering the house. My wife's friend told her to wait for me in the street, and then my older son stormed from the house, started to yell at her that no one loves her, to get out of here, that we are happy without her, and Daddy is happy without you, and that everyone hates her. She started to cry and begged him to talk with her, but he was yelling like crazy at her. She left the gifts for my younger son and went with her friend in the car. Then my older son took those gifts and threw it on the street while they were in the car. My friend then put him in the house. According to friend's wife, my wife left crying like crazy. I came home, didn't see wife, and then they told me everything. I couldn't believe. All my kids were always kind, nice, not spoiled, and never rude. My older son was always a little bit more connected with me, but he never ever told anything rude to my wife before all of this, and he always loved her so much. So I told him to come in my room. I literally asked him, is he normal? He apologized to me and said he couldn't listen to her anymore. I told him he should never ever talk like that with his mother, and that those gifts aren't for him, and that he doesn't need to apologize to me, but to his mother and brother. He started to cry, saying I am forcing him to call my wife, and that he won't talk with her because he hates her. I was speechless. I know he needs therapy, and I will solve it really soon. He apologized to his brother. Then I spoke with younger son. I asked him, does he want to see his mother on the birthday tomorrow? And he said he doesn't. I asked him few times, is he sure? And he said he is. He also refused to see gifts from her and told me to give her back everything she bought. So I called wife's friend to tell her about this. She told me my wife is having panic attack and struggles to breathe. After 2 hours, she called me that she needed to call 2 of her own friends because of my wife, and that she is sleeping now after she took some pills. Today when I woke up, I saw messages from my wife. She basically told me she doesn't want to live anymore. She can't live without us and she wants to leave, and left me and our 3 kids alone. I called her and told her that I will send her pictures and videos from the birthday, but to not disturb me today, and that I will talk with both sons after this. She thanked me, and again she was saying how sorry she is. A lot of kids came on the birthday. Also friends from my older son and my daughter. So many parents. My friends with their kids. I was just looking at all those couples, how they are smiling and enjoying together while I'm trying to pretend everything is okay. What my life turned into, I really wanted to vomit then. I just wanted birthday to finish as soon as possible. When Melody left as the last one and my kids were in the living room opening the gifts, I went in the garage and I called my wife. I told her to not interrupt me and to shut up. I was screaming, yelling, crying, sarcastically laughing for about 5 minutes. And I told her so many bad things. I didn't curse all people in the world together as much as I did her. I told her the worst things. And I don't regret anything I said to her. She didn't interrupt me, but I could hear her crying. When I finished with my part, she just said, I am so sorry, I will do anything, and kept crying. I wanted to break my phone in that moment. Just told her to fuck off, and I ended the call. Now I am sitting in the dark bedroom, and I am writing this. I'm just asking myself, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? Is this karma for my crazy behavior when I was younger? I guess I will never know. I was always a problematic kid. Good in school, horrible out of school. I was running from the house so I could be with my girlfriend. I was stealing money from the parents. My mom came on the idea that I should start practicing Taekwondo so I could release all my energy there. Boy, she was wrong. I started to fight every day, and I ended up few times in the police. Then I went on to college. I became friend with wrong people. I would have exams at 9 a.m., and I would stay in casino till 6 a.m. playing poker tournaments or blackjack, or I would just drink and go into nightclubs with the friends and girls. Then I met my wife. She came to work in my country. Some guys had eyes on her, but she was shy and I was a complete mess, but for some reason she liked me. 3 months after she had to go back in her country, but she decided to stay with me. She gave me almost all of her savings, so I can pay my debts after about 5 months of relationship. I really thought she's insane for doing that. I still do. But she did change my life, and I changed myself because of her. We left about 10 months after for Asia. I will never forget first apartment where we lived. It was the biggest shithole I have ever lived or maybe even saw. I've no idea how we lived there for 8 months. But we were saving money, and we were really happy. Now I have house, cars, money, and I am not happy. I don't want to sound arrogant, but girls always says I'm a good-looking guy. In the great shape, I'm working out 4 times per week. I have great job, career, and I know I can find new GF/wife easily. But I seriously think I will never ever marry again. I will never trust anyone 100%. I know this might be temporary feeling and that life is full of challenges, and I should be happy because my kids, parents, brother, Sael, nephews, friends are all healthy and love me, but I am really tired and empty. Sometimes I just want to give up, but then I remember I have 3 kids. Everyone around me expects me to be some kind of magician who is expected to do everything good for everyone around me. Everyone expects me to suffer in silence and to not say a shit what is going through my head. Do best for your kids. Take care of your wife. Maybe she will do something to herself. Do that. Don't do that. Forgive her. Go on MC. Don't forgive her. Destroy her. Forgive her because of the kids, and in some time you will love her again. Fuck her. Don't forgive her. Kids are better with you, and without her. I am so tired. Tomorrow is just day for me and kids. Thank you all. Update 6. Hey guys, a lot of you are messaging me, is everything alright? Firstly, thank you for your concerns. To be honest with you, I don't know what to tell you. I guess everything is okay. Since I can't sleep, I decided to write this in this late hour. I'm feeling better, much better than in Saturday. I didn't see my wife since last Thursday. Last time my kids have seen her was in Friday when my son turned 7 and my older son kicked her out. She is still sending me messages and calls our daughter. Yesterday her friend brought me envelope that my wife sent me. It was 9 pages letter plus 4 additional pages of her changes. She wrote a lot of that, so I will quote some of the parts. First 5 pages were basically just about our past. Literally timeline of our relationship. What we have been through, our best and worst moments, but how we always stick together. Last 4 pages. I am embarrassed to say I am sorry. I can't express how sorry I am. I understand it doesn't mean you too much, but I am really sorry. I wish I can turn the time back. Seeing you and kids hurt really makes me want to die. I should be the person to help you, not to hurt you. I failed as a mother and wife. When D, older son, yelled at me, I really wished I am dead. What kind of mother does this to her kids? What kind of wife does this to her husband? I understand that you will never love me like you did. That you will not trust me like you did. When you told me you made DNA tests for all of our kids, my heart broke into pieces. That was the toughest moment in my life. That moment when you told me straight in the face that you don't believe me anything since we met each other, and you will probably never believe me again. I need to live with that fact. I just want you to know that I love you. I know you don't think that, but I really love you. I would give my life now for you. I wish I can prove this somehow. I wish you can put my heart in some machine so you can get results to see that I love you. I always knew I love you more than anyone, but after everything I did, I know I love you even more than that. I understand how horrible this sounds, but this is truth. I threw all of that for what? For a little bit of attention. I lied about you cheating on me, so I can have excuses in mine and AP's eyes. Who does that? Only horrible and cruel people. I am really lost case. But you are not. I wish I can tell you to be with some girl, so we can be 1-to-1, but truth is we can never be 1-to-1. Whatever you do will not be the same what I did. Also, I can't imagine seeing you with other women. I know this is again selfish, but I do love you, and I can't accept that, and I hate myself that you don't believe me. I hate myself that whatever I say, or do you just ignore me and don't believe? I wish you broke every single bone inside me that day instead of this. I pray every day and night that you will call me and tell me to come back. I truly believe that day will come. If there is 0.001% chance, I will believe. And I will never stop believing. I will accept whatever condition you make me to return. I will sleep on the floor. I will clean, cook, wash, not talk with anyone. I will lick the floor if I need. I just want to be near you. I will never understand why I did that. What did I achieve? I was telling Z, her married friend that knew about the affair. How I don't find AP more attractive than you. In my eyes, no one is more beautiful than you. How I love sex with you 1,000,000 times more than with him. And I still went there few times. I am so sick. I know you don't want to hear this, but I felt like the biggest trash then, and with you like the happiest person. And again, I still did this. Since you left me, I asked myself, was everything okay with me back then? Sure, it wasn't, but when I try to remember everything, I feel like someone changed my head, like some type of drug was inside me to do that. I could never imagine myself doing that, not even in the dreams. And I did that in the reality and hurt the person I love the most. I really hope I will find the answer why I did this. I just hope you will not make your decision till then. You were always stronger than I was. I hope you will survive till then. If you want me to leave and stop calling, I will do that, but please don't forget about me. Don't give up on us like I did. I know this sounds horrible, but don't give up on us because of kids and everything we went through together. I know because of this my betrayal is even bigger, but I will do everything so we can be happy again wherever we will be. I am ready to follow you and be there for you 1,000 times more than I was till now. You know I would do and give everything for kids and you. You know how happy we were, but I destroyed everything. If you give me another chance, we will be happy again. Because of you, we will have again smiles like we had. I will show you for the rest of my life how sorry I am and that nothing and no one can stop my love with you. I understand you can say AP stopped, but he didn't. I never looked AP like I was looking at you. I never touched him like I was touching you. I never even kissed him. I would never bring him near my kids. I would never ever tell him my secrets that I told you after a week of our relationship. I never smiled with him, but I was always smiling with you. I understand my actions tell a different story, but you were always only man in my heart, and I will never stop hating myself for everything I did. I am so sorry for breaking your heart along with mine. This is something I will never ever forget, but I will live the rest of my life to be there for you and our angels in the best and worst, and I will appreciate every second with you more than ever. I love you more than anything else. 2 additional pages were about her changes. She wrote this. I am always telling you that I will do everything for you to forgive me, but I didn't actually do anything yet. Now I will make everything in my power so you can have some answers in your head and start believing me, and hopefully one day forgive me at least in your mind, if not heart. She deleted her IG, TikTok, FB, and will never activate them again. I can just say finally. She is trying to find a job egg. She is only high school. She has less than 10% chances to find a job here, even as a cleaner, but respect for the hustle. She will write full timeline about her affair. I really don't care about this. She will not force the contact with our sons, but she will go on every football practice they have and watch them. She will come on every event in the school. If they tell her to leave, she will leave. She will send them few letters per week and will bring their favorite food, snacks, and toys a couple of times per week. Okay, I like this. She cut the contact with the friend that knew about affair and told her to not call her anymore. It's not her fault, but she can't ask for my forgiveness if she still keeps the contact with the person that encouraged her to prolong the affair. She told me she will tell friend's husband that she knew about everything if I want. I like this because I never liked that cow, and I honestly don't care if husband knows or not. She will go on polygraph. She will answer about 20 questions about me, her, and AP, and did she ever cheat me before. She is scheduled for 2 days. I'm actually looking forward to this. I checked the reviews, and it seems this agency is reliable. She will never ever leave the home without me. She says we can put the camera in our home so I can watch if she leaves. When I leave the house and I invite her with me, she will leave. If not, she will just be in the house around the kids. Yeah, this is insane. She will sign post-nup/deal/agreement that says if she ever makes any kind of infidelity, texting with unknown man, sexting, flirting, or PA, she is giving me full custody and leaves all the assets to me. I don't even know if this is possible, especially about kids. I know for assets it might be possible, but not so sure about kids. She starts going on IC this week. Whatever. She will not use phone anymore. If she does, she will not have password and will delete and block all male/female contacts except us, family, and 2 friends. She never had password, and I really don't care about her contacts. If we reconcile when she drives kids to the school and then goes in the supermarket, she will share her location and video record herself in the supermarket, so I know she is not talking or meeting with anyone. Or she can order food directly to the house, and I can see on the camera did she have contact with the delivery guy. As I said, insane. She started to listen to some podcasts from the ex-cheater and will purchase some books about infidelity. I can't express how much I don't care about this. There are also some other stuffs, but literally so crazy. Like she will sell all her clothes and use that money for something else. If there's one thing about her that I still believe her, then it is that she doesn't care about money. She never ever bought herself any expensive piece of clothes, shoes, jewelry, bags. She just doesn't care about that. So if she sells everything, she wouldn't earn a lot. Also, she said when she finds a job, she will buy food for herself and other things, so she will never take $1 from me. But my favorite is that she will sell her phone and start using old phone like Nokia 3310. I would love to see that. At least she wouldn't be capable to send me so many damn messages that fast. That's about that. Kids are okay, doing as best as they can. I have a lot of things to do in my workplace, so I am pretty busy. As I said, my wife still sends me messages where she wishes me good day, morning, night, and asks how kids are doing. She sends me some pictures from the past or how she had dreams about some moments of us. And OFC, as always, how much she regrets and loves me. Both of my sons will start visiting from tomorrow's psychologist. I hope I will find some answers after that. Maybe I will update after /if. She sends me polygraph results. Thank you as always. Update 8. My kids started to visit psychologist, and it's not good. I talked with the psychologist days before their first session and explained her everything. We went first time on Wednesday. After the session, she explained to me that my older son is really hurt with everything. According to her, he has hate towards my wife/his mother, but that is his defensive mechanism. On the other hand, my younger son, according to her, suffers even more. She told me she can see that he just behaves like his older brother. In his statements, she can see that he doesn't have bad opinion about my wife, but follows my older son and talks and behaves like the older one does. She told me the next time she would like to talk with him one by one. So we went yesterday again. My older was the first and my younger. Each talked about 60 minutes. When my younger was inside, me and the older boy went to eat while we were waiting for the younger son. I didn't want to ask him anything, but then he told me out of nowhere something like, "Dad, I don't like this woman. She is boring and tells me to cry, but I just want to go home and play with the friends." I tried to stay normal, but I started to laugh. He is really mini me. Anyway, we went back to pick my younger son, and then I talked with the psychologist. She told me straight away that my older son will need a lot of sessions. He is very protective of me and completely refused to even acknowledge my wife. She is stunned that they had perfect relationship and now that he behaves and talks like this. But she tells me he is 100% aware of what is happening and that my wife hurt me badly, and that is his reason to be like this. She asked him does he has any desire to see her, and he immediately said that he doesn't. Because of those answers, she even asked me, am I seeing some other woman? And I was WTF. But then she shocked me for real when she said my younger was in tears and finally opened himself. As we both thought, he follows my older son in his actions. Since all of this have happened, my older was telling my younger son each day how my wife is cruel and evil and they need to support me. My younger wanted to see her at his birthday and was sad when he saw her crying when my older son yelled at her, but didn't want to call her because he didn't want to disappoint me and my older son. He confessed to psychologist that he misses her a lot. She told me I can call my wife next or another week, so she can be in session with my younger son, and I said that's fine. And she told me to talk with him when we come home, because he feels very sad now. We came home and we talked. He told me basically the same he said to her. Apparently my older son even told him few days before his birthday to not call my wife at all, that she doesn't deserve to be around us. My younger didn't like how my wife talked with Melody, but he wanted her to be at his birthday party. So I told him immediately that I asked him a lot of times is he sure to not invite her, and every time he said he doesn't want her. But again, he explains he didn't want to disappoint us. I asked him what he wants. Does he want to be with her? I told him he can be with her, and I will visit him whenever I can daily. He immediately said no. He said he would like her to come back live with us, and he doesn't want to be with her without me. I told him he can tell me his true feelings, and no one will be angry or disappointed, and he said this is how he feels. He even started to cry, so I stopped with questions and told him to calm down. Then later I talked with the older one, and he is just one piece of mystery. He admitted that he was telling bad about my wife to my younger son because she deserves it. I asked him immediately why she deserves that, and he responded quickly because she hurt me. So I am up and down with him. I don't know, does he know something I don't? I mean, he'll be 9 in December. He is a very smart kid and great student. So I agree with psychologists that he is aware of everything. I asked him also, does he want my wife to come back? And he said a no. My daughter is crazy about my wife, so no problem about her. I am in contact with my wife, but only about kids. She is begging for new chances always. Sends long texts few times per day. She called me today, that husband of her friend, not the married one that knew about AP. Talked with her and he can find her job as a translator. My wife speaks perfect English and is fluent in local language. She also reads and writes in local language perfectly, and that's very tough. So she is very excited because of this, but even more because she would work mostly from the house, and that is the most important to her, because she can then prove me she is not doing anything except working. I didn't tell her anything about kids and psychologist. Also, in Wednesday, when we finished with psychologist, I drove my kids on the football practice. Then I received message from her. You look so hot in all black combination. I started to look around me because other parents were near me, and I didn't see her. Then I noticed her on the opposite side of the practice ground. She promised in her changes that she will watch there every practice, and if our sons ask her to leave, she will leave. They didn't tell me anything, so I don't think they even saw her. All of this is positive from her. Can't lie about that. I also talked with my lawyer and asked him about that post-nup deal she told me. He said it is possible in the country where we live, since according to law one of the parents need to be foreigner to put infidelity clause in child custody and post-nup. I was shocked to hear this, even though I have read some positive stories about this in the recent days. But then while he was telling me this, I asked myself, why the hell do I even talk about this? I don't plan to touch my wife. I don't care if she is with 5 guys now. Me and her as a husband and wife are done. Even if she comes back in my house, it will be only because of kids. So whatever. He told me papers will be ready to serve her during the next week, but he told me to take some time and think good about everything and at the end decide what is the best for kids and myself. So that's about that. She saw her daughter today. They were few hours together. She told me she did interview at the polygraph testing and will answer questions on Monday, and she already goes on IC meetings. I told her that I DGF, and she started to cry a little bit, that she doesn't know what to do and she is trying everything. I told her she knows what is the one thing she was never supposed to do, and she did it, and I left. Tomorrow I plan to talk with my family, parents of my wife, friends, and then during the week with my kids and their psychologist, and then with my wife. I will wait to see how my kids will respond when I tell them she might never come back in this house. Also, I need to see how she will react when I tell her divorce papers are ready. Then her job. I need to wait for that to see if that will happen or not because of her visa. After all of this, I will decide what to do next week. My kids are my first priority. I am still very pro-divorce, but I am open to bring her home for some time until she settles down and realizes we are done if my kids ask me that, or if their behavior is not good. If bringing her home will help them, I will do it.